Alisons. So, got my Kershaw Luchas. They're good knives. I mean, you are not gonna get anything better for this price. Definitely recommend this knife. I don't know, let's get the cons out of the way. The first one is since I got the live bladed one first, the only thing I have a complaint really about with the live bladed one, Kershaw, why did you send it so sharp from factory? Like, I just did a simple little Zen rollover like that, and I grazed this finger and it cut to the bone, like, immediately. There is no way to not cut yourself with this thing when it's brand new. I unsharpened it from here down, so I can still do my chaplains and stuff with the bite handle. This is still really sharp. I don't know why it was necessary to sharpen it to this point. Other than that, the latch, Jesus Christ, Kershaw, you did not need to make that thing out of stainless. It is so incredibly heavy, you can't even function the knife with it. It's like just absolutely terrible. Yeah, you kind of just have to run this one latchless, which for some people, EDCing a knife without a latch is kind of dangerous. But yeah, other than that, it's really good knife. The live bladed version is freaking amazing. You don't really need to tune it that much. I just suggest carrying a T9 bit around. I have one in my wallet just to tighten up the barrels and stuff every once in a while. I haven't had to sharpen this one, or I haven't had to tune this one in about a week and a half of flipping it. It's kind of just stayed nice and in one spot, but we'll get to that later. The trainer, once again, one of the only complaints, really kind of just the latch for the main basic complaints. The one thing about this one is I really hate having to tune this one because it's a little bit thicker. It gets a lot of blade rub. And I mean, just speaking right now, it already kind of untuned itself in just the couple minutes that I've been flipping it. I don't know if it's just my knife in particular, or if it's some other knife, if other knives don't really have this problem, but it will develop tap in like 5 minutes of flipping. It will rub the blade against the handles. It just gets really annoying having to tune it a lot. Otherwise, it's just, once again, a really good trainer. I've been asked by a couple cops about it in public and stuff. They usually dismiss it pretty quickly. I mean, once they see it, it doesn't have the blade. It's got the filigreed. It's got the filigreed blade and stuff, so you can kind of tell it's not sharp pretty quickly. It's just nice to carry. I mean, you do have to carry the T9 bit, but I've always usually carried a T9 with me. Just always for any sort of balisong stuff. Most balisongs usually have the T9 for the main pivots. You're gonna want to make sure to really be careful with the screws on the bottom of the handles when doing the latch removal. If you want to keep the latch, sure, it really throws the balance off. Like, my buddy test drove this thing, he said first thing you need to get rid of is that latch. And I tried it. I tried to bare the latch for a minute there. It was terrible. It sucked. It's like the entire weight of it's like almost an ounce for just the latch. And mind you, these Kershaw Luchas, I mean, full stainless steel construction, they're already heavy enough. You don't have to add any more weight to this. That already will break your fingers during ricochets and stuff. It's definitely a not light knife. Things like rollovers, like that, rollovers, aerials, all that, it's super predictable, super nice. I've always enjoyed heavier knives. I mean, just take a look at the nick though. It's freaking a tank. I mean, I accidentally flicked it up into my eye, and the handle, the butt end of the handle broke skin right here on my eye. But it's just all in all a good knife. I mean, you can twirl it around. Ricochets, again, they're not that great. It's a little slick for doing things such as ladders and stuff. I have found that it will just kind of fly out of your hands randomly if you're not paying attention, if you're not giving enough finger strength into it. Yeah, I really like these things. Just, they need a couple little tweaks. I know Kershaw, they just released them. So, it is kind of like Kershaw's first butterfly knife, and I think they killed it. Honestly, for $119, trainers are a little bit cheaper. $119, this is like one of the most solid balisons I've ever owned. The most solid balisons I've ever used. I mean, my buddy's Cracker-Akin came with wiggle and play out of the box. These came with literally nothing. Like, this is like a precision machine from Kershaw. Really, really impressed with it. Good, strong construction. I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, they flip amazing. They do everything amazing. The aerials are super nice. They're always really predictable. I've found I've been able to really like land them almost every time, or at least just catch the safe handle. The blade shape is beautiful. You'll see in the B-roll. I mean, it's pretty. It's got the space age look. I'm thinking of getting the Flytanium handles just to try them, just to see. It's just biting the bullet and paying $200 for handles. I'm definitely thinking I might, but we'll see. It all just depends. But yeah. Definitely looking forward to learning some more tricks with these things. I'm working on doing scissors and stuff. Scissors are really hard with this, with how heavy it is. But expect some content of that. Expect a lot more content with these things. Again, even if I don't get a Cracker-Akin myself, my buddy's gonna let me borrow his for a video. So, kind of do a Kershaw Lucha $100 balisong versus $300 balisong kind of review. Definitely a lot more content with these. But yeah, thank you for coming to this. It's just kind of a shorter 10-minute video. Kind of just wanted to talk about my feelings on the Lucha, talk about some things that need to be fixed in the future if they ever do a version 2 or come out with a different kind of balisong, just kind of what I would like to see. I mean, they're still good knives. I really don't think I'm going to get rid of them. I'm not going to sell them. I just really like these ones. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I just wanted to show off these knives. Thank you.
Right now on fire, put it on my soul, yeah, on my life. Kick it through the door, don't know you don't try. Don't want you to know I ain't going outside. Never wanted you to go, but you left my side. You left me broke.